Guys, welcome back to another episode. Now, I wanted to make this one, I wanted to bring back camp setups. Now, I've done one a couple of months ago with Brownie from Brownie Patrolling. This one's got a very special story behind it. This is a 200 series, the ultimate 200 series. I've been lucky to have him as part of my crew. So, this is Graham from 200 Cruiser Overland.
That's it.
I'll put his handle just above his head there. So I wanted to run you guys by his setup because I know personally I love to see other people's setups and how they have it all rigged out and steal ideas, frankly. I'll be honest with you. I stole many from this guy. So I don't want to stuff around too much. I want to also explain to you guys that as Graham's life has changed and how different life events have changed your setup has changed for those needs, and I feel a lot of people who would own a 200 and are around our age would be going through that transition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I reckon we could start off by, I will be putting some photos up of his previous setup, absolute baller setup, and then I remember you telling me, dude, I've changed it, I've stripped it right back.
Yeah.
Now when you said you stripped it right back, I thought of something completely different. It's still baller to me, but can you give us a bit of an explanation of what it was that you sort of did have? I'll put the photos up, and then why you've changed, and then we'll go through the whole setup. Just explain to me whatever you can, man.
Yep. I mean, the first setup was got a 200, didn't want to just do the usual setup.
Yeah, cool.
And I say usual sparingly because every setup is everyone's setup, and it's you know what I mean. So I'm not saying like that. I just thought I want to do something that hasn't been done, and I don't know if anyone had else done it in Australia. But I had an inner drive adventurer pack, which is a one-stop unit with the Cymarine, the inverter, the chargers, switches, fuses, everything. And I wanted to put that in here, which I did do.
Yes.
And it looked insane. Like, and it was a perfect setup for the boys' trips and not solo camping, but not camping with a family, say, because it did take up the whole thing. You know, I had the system in the middle, the fridge slide, and then the drawers on the other side, and I used every bit of space using the Jimmy's Grab Me Gear bags all around on the K-on barrier, and that took up everything. And obviously the battery was down the wing at the time. And a water tank was in behind the chair of the old setup, on a pump. And then obviously the compressor in the back quarter panel here. So how it is now compared to, like, it's when I said to you I was stripping it back, like when I take this out, which we can get into, it's stripped back, right? So,
and there's the difference, the modular.
And then like what you touched on, family life happened.
And a lot of people would understand that, dude.
You know, we us full drivers are really bad at like, well, why did you do that? You knew you were going to have a family. I know. So
I just wanted to drag out the solo camping with the lads.
A little bit longer. Anyway, and that brought us to having to go back into John at Black Label, who did my first setup.
And he's premium, isn't he? That Black Label storage is premium. I don't have any. I don't know them. I just know of them.
And I have no affiliate, like none of that, other than had work done by him on a recommendation.
And I've heard nothing but good things.
And I don't need to,
speak for itself.
Because you just got to go onto his page and check out all the reviews and what he's done. John and the team down there, and the fucking sort of the thing I love is that they are a small family business.
John's
you gotta
get behind them.
There. His wife Taryn works there.
Gotcha.
The amount of times I've went in there and the kids are running around, and John and his wife and his brothers, and I'll happily
support that
all day long. Like
and you've always been like that, and the back of this will show that, dude.
You get a great product. And my first drawer system with them was sensational, solid. I had it in for a couple of years. There was no rattles developed, so none of that. All the drawer runners were fine.
It looks it, man. Looks beautiful.
And so it was a no-brainer going back to him. Big job trying to get the whole thing cheap, because John, when he did the first system again, it was custom. So,
dude, there was no template.
And they had to figure that out, and they did. So there was no brainer going back into John and saying, look, I want a system that can be still space usage, because a wagon is space critical.
Exactly.
And I still wanted a fridge, but I wanted to lower the fridge down. Before it, we had a table underneath.
Yeah, gotcha.
And it bumped it up a little bit. And me being a little short ass.
I'm saying.
So I still wanted to utilise a fridge, but a bigger fridge.
Yeah,
so that,
gotcha.
you know, moving into this, I needed a bigger
What was
fridge.
in your other setup?
It was an angle. It was a 40 litre angle.
And this is?
This is a 69 litre.
69 litre dual zone ARB. Now, this thing's Hollywood. It's beautiful.
It's just great.
It's just beautiful.
And the size differences, you know, I struggled through in a 40 litre, as you do. And
100%. You upgrade when you need to.
But my God, like the amount of space that we've just done three days on this one.
Yep.
You know, and loads of space now,
yeah, beautiful.
You know, but I wanted
good for the family, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I wanted to retain slightly bigger fridge.
Yep.
But then still make do with loads of space. So, you know, touching on the new system.
Let's run through that. I want to see that.
I got rid of the drawers in here.
Yep.
Because what I wanted is when all this is out, it's a flat section in the middle.
Yep.
And you know, people laugh for the baby prams and the things that I might need to carry now. So if we're going as a family and we're pulling the trailer, you know, we still need to carry stuff in the car that we, you know what I mean. So,
of course.
And it doesn't have to. It could be anything else. Yep. I just need this space back, you know.
Yep.
So I got rid of the drawers, and you know, I had loads of the grab me gear bags anyway.
Yep. Of course, man. Yeah,
it's an easy one.
Big advocates.
And all I've had to do, and I'm still in that process right now of just tweaking what's in what bag and where it goes to make it easier. You know, it's only the second trip we're really using this system. Yeah. So you know, I'll just slowly tweak that and figure it out. But I've got enough of Jimmy's stuff that, man, I spent a little while before any of this happened just running his bags with all my stuff. Yeah. With the empty rear end.
And just tinkering while you're at camp, drawing things and. Is that what,
and seeing other people's setups. Yeah. And seeing what Jimmy done. Jimmy spent a long time as well. Yeah. Just with bags, and if you want inspiration, go to Jimmy.
Yeah, and he's just changed.
He plays with all that stuff. So, absolutely. So then I thought, right, I'll move back to the bags. That means I don't have to be taking out drawers, and then you know when it comes to so that space there. And this trip was the first trip that I've managed, and we can touch on that later with the swag setup that I've got now. Mm-hmm. The swag setup fits into a
can't wait for you guys to see the swag. Awesome.
Backpack size.
It's insane,
swag,
man.
Double.
Yeah, and it's a double.
And I can get my camp chair in there and the swag in there. That's all my cooking gear, cups, everything in there now, all in the back of the car, without loading up the back seat with even more stuff. You know? In the past, I've had to have the swag in the back, and you know.
Of course, and it's packed to the rafters, dude.
You open the door and things are falling out.
So next thing I want to run through is if you can just point at each bag and tell me what is in. So let me reposition that camera.
Yeah, cool.
I'd love to know what you've done with the shelf up the top and explain that compartment up the top.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Oh, you've left me with a nice armrest.
There you go. On purpose.
Okay, guys. So we're back here now, and I wanted Graham to explain the whole bag setup, because this whole setup wouldn't work without the bags.
Nah,
you based a lot of it around wanting to use the bags.
Need them because then it just isn't like the bags aren't organised, but it's things in certain bags that are organised. Right?
Exactly. So you can whip them out,
and I can
throw them back in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And to be honest with you, like the ones up there probably won't change much when I start running that a certain way. But
that means you've nailed it. That means you've nailed it.
I'm happy with that, how that is right now.
He never stops, eh? We never stop, do we? We always tinker.
I'll just keep tweaking. But this one here can be dynamic.
Okay, really. Beautiful.
But looking at it right now, like this big bag, I think this is a
lovely
18. This is the biggest one that I think Jimmy does. Yeah, it is. Like this one is always at the front here. It's got everything that I'd need to plate up stuff, cut stuff.
Yeah. Right next to your workbench.
Cutlery, cups. You know, gloves for hot stuff out the travel buddy.
And another thing,
right here,
it's just I don't know whether this was an accident, how you can fit in there, but on that side,
pure fluke.
Yeah, pure instead
fluke.
Of going like this and
not pure fluke. And on that,
didn't it work out well?
I turned this lid around because I used to have this.
Oh, dude, smart.
And you asked me the other. Why is it the wrong way?
Yeah.
See, because if I'm here and I can't get in, so I can.
And you've got the room here still, even a big boy can.
And roll it on a table.
Yeah.
And that was pure fluke that there is room.
It's great though, and it's like a wind guard, dude. In case you want to use
leaves a little bit of a table here for power stuff. That was fluke.
Yeah.
That was unintentional.
So good, dude.
Rest of the bags though. Again, this is dynamic.
Of course.
So I've got a big bag there that's just got a jack in there if I need to.
Yeah.
And that can stay at the back because I'm hoping not to have to use my jack very often.
Of course,
but obviously we need it.
Tie down points. There's tie down rails all the way down there. I'll throw that footage in.
Put them in there. I don't know if I'll use them that often.
Doesn't matter, man.
Things get packed in there, but I did say to John I want them in there. Had them in my last system.
Yep.
Just on the occasion that shit's moving around.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a great idea. Not taking up real estate.
Nah, and at the moment, like I say, I'm not using them, but going back, like a few little bags there.
Yep.
Puncture repair kit and tire repair kit.
So you're not having to whip bugger all out, dude.
Nah.
If you need something a puncture repair kit. Whip that main bag out and you can reach everything.
Everything. And minus, of course, if the chair and the swag was in here.
Yep.
But they're not hard to move. Like I could sit them on.
And you'll see why a swag is not hard to move when you see swag. I reckon you guys will be spun out. It's incredible.
It packs up.
It is, man. I'm so impressed.
The other thing, clear top bags, so you can see everything.
Them.
I know that sounds like, of course.
No.
There's some bags that aren't. And I had a few of the ones, Jimmy's original ones, it wasn't until he started doing the clear top bags.
It just makes sense,
and
dude.
You can see what's in there. And the few other little things, just mallets and a little sort of hacksaw thing. Peg roll.
You get a question. Sorry, man. These are thoughts that are running in my head. You get a question whether drawers are even worth it anymore.
Well, because on the removal of the, we could talk all day about this, but the other reason for removing the drawers, less wood, less weight.
Yeah,
because
spot
these
on,
things stack up weight real quickly.
Yeah, 100%.
And then somebody watching this might be going, bloody hell, less weight, but you've still got loads of stuff in here. Yeah.
But you've culled it down. You don't feel the need to have to fill the drawers.
No, exactly.
You're only filling the bags that you need.
That's it. And I probably knocked off maybe 100 kilos by changing to this system.
Far out.
Less water,
just that
freaking
battery setup.
Tank and all that stuff.
So tell us the water tank then, man. What'd you go from?
I can show you it, but I went from a 50-litre plastic Boab tank to a 35-litre bladder down the side of the
Not
wing.
missing that extra 15 litres?
Nah, because I always carry Jerry's as well. So,
beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. 40 litres there, mate.
The last little few bits in there, like the other bag there is just my fire cooking, a plate, a couple of pots and pans. And like I say, that will continue to change. I keep my gas cooker at the back, which I'll always carry.
Got the travel buddy.
The travel buddies from the previous setup. Because they're great. You know how great they are. Like this trip we've lived. Well, I've certainly lived off for lunches and stuff. It's so easy.
Got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you get much tumbling? Do you get anything falling on anything, or you've packed it in a certain way that things aren't going to move far?
Nah, so this trip, because we've been on a few corrugated roads, and I was wondering how this stuff would go.
That track in would have tested everything.
Right, and because the bag's in and the swag's in and everything's sort of tucked underneath it, I was worried about this table, because that's probably a loose thing.
Yeah. Where's it going to go? It's just going to go. Tink,
it's only going to fall against it. It ain't going to do nothing. And underneath's a nice soft. That's like my pump up kit. So, and again, that could actually go down there if I've tested that out lengthwise. Could go in there and then I could change that around.
Yeah, of course.
I'd already packed the car at the time, so I just threw it on the side. But retained the top of my K-on shelf.
Yeah, beautiful.
The 4 bags in there. I can't remember which one's which, but spare toilet rolls and kitchen roll.
Need some clear front bags, mate. Or
Jimmy,
or label.
He's
a
over
nice
there,
label.
right? You know what I mean. But I mean, we can do that. We could put little labels on, But that's stuff that I don't really need very often. I keep a toilet roll out, and that's just spare kitchen roll.
Yeah, see, that's smart, man. You've what do you call it? What am I thinking? You've prioritised things, haven't you?
Yeah.
Things you need, you can reach.
Easy
things that you don't
stuff.
really need, that you only need every now and then. You don't mind climbing up, grabbing them.
And I can do that.
Brilliant.
Takes 2 seconds to slip the table in.
100%.
Toilet roll, kitchen roll. One of them's got cable ties, grease, a few little things.
In case you want to trap someone in there.
Swags and And then like some spare gas canisters and some
Yeah,
lighters,
lovely.
and then some filter changes and oils for my reusable filler.
So straight away, you don't need labels because you know.
No, because I know what's
your
up there.
setup,
I know
man.
what's up
Well,
there,
there you go.
and they have clear tops. You just pull the tops
Yeah,
down
of course.
and it's all good.
But I also think to myself, you know it that well that if someone else needs to go to your car, if you're injured or something,
I could talk
dude,
them.
it's the third bag from the left.
I could
you know,
talk them to it. You know what I mean?
don't think about that, do you?
Nah, but
What about a first aid kit, right?
back of the car on the K-on shelf.
Look at that. Look at that. Knows exactly where it is. That's
it
great,
is there.
man. Yep.
Hopefully, never have to use it. But
Nah.
and I know you can get the little. It's little things now.
Although
little first aid stickers to put on to say there's a first
dude.
aid kit in here.
Where'd you get that idea from? Not
I've
Kit?
seen it on people's windows.
Okay, I
Kip
got it
does
from
have
Tomo.
it. Kip does
It's a
it,
good
and it's
idea.
probably subconsciously.
Very smart.
I've seen it on his car.
Yeah.
I've seen it on his because I was looking at my sticker on his
Yeah.
window. And went, there's a first aid sticker there.
Looking at
It's
yours.
probably Kippy boy. It's probably you, Kippy boy. So then, just in this section here, so again, because I can take all this out,
Yep.
John's made it removable.
So can I
for me.
bring that
Yeah,
in?
you can push that in. So John's made this removable, and so the space is everywhere if you
man.
need it, you know.
Just for sandwiches, even.
Quick and easy. But because we made this removable, so initially when we did the straw system,
Yep.
it didn't have this top section.
Okay.
And what I said to John is, can you put a lip on the top here? Because on my previous system, along the top shelf that was, a smaller shelf, put a lip on here, I'll put bags in there.
Something so simple, mate. Just
when
from the
we've
catch
done
on.
that, I went, mate. I went back down to him and said, can we now do another little section that can go
Yeah.
up the top here? Because there was this mass amount of dead space, and I couldn't put one of these bags up there because it would move around.
Gotcha.
So I've gained enough space in there to use that as like my quick grab sort of thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what's in those.
So this one's a gas cooker,
Yep.
bottles for that gas cooker,
Yep.
my jet boil for
Yes.
boiling up water, and I think that's all that's in there is just the gas cooker, the spare gas bottles, a gas bottle from my Genesis system as well.
Gotcha.
So that's in there. I use the jet boil regularly. I've used it every morning today.
Yep.
That's a quick grab one. The one next to that is coffee. And obviously they go hand in hand with each other.
100%.
Behind them, stuff that I don't really need to get to
Yep.
that often, but I've got
Small in the bag. Okay,
yeah,
good.
so
I see, man.
smaller bags like this,
Yep.
and I've got many of them in there. So if you
Oh,
look
yeah,
there,
piled up. So,
so it's all straps and tie
Yeah,
downs and
beautiful.
anything that I might
Jockey
need.
straps.
Yeah, behind there because I don't need
that's
that
deep.
regularly.
That's a deep pocket,
It
man.
does, you get a lot
So
of room
much
in there.
there that would have been wasted usually.
Wasted space. I wouldn't have
Love
got
it, man.
all of that because they would have fallen everywhere and fallen
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
And I keep a little step up
Great.
there,
You're making me change my mind a bit on
but
things. It's insane.
It's just and if I don't need to run that one trip, I can whip that
yeah.
off.
Oh, I love them.
I can take it off.
It's a great idea.
And then, still retain a fridge slide in there,
Yep.
which set again, the whole idea was to drop it down. I can run a bigger fridge, but if I need to drop down to my 40 litre angle,
Yep.
just to have a fridge for stuff for day trips once we're out
Yep.
with the family, I can slot that in there.
Exactly.
I can still have this out because the angle can push to the side
Yep.
and I've got a bit more space.
course.
And the one other thing that I get from all of this with that all out is I never used to be able to, I would have to carry our dog if we're moving them in the back seat with the little
Gotcha.
one.
They get up to too much mischief.
We have another little one on the way, so
Oh, of course, dude.
if we have 2 baby seats in there now,
Gunner's going to really...
we-
yeah, he's a
you know,
German Shepherd, so...
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Well, I can get him in here, and
Yep.
I've got a ramp that was made from my last system by John.
A ramp?
Yeah.
To run in.
Because he's
Getting
getting
old.
old and I've got to look after him, so I let him run up the ramp. And,
Wheelchair accessible as well.
you
That's
gotta
what I
look
put,
after the elder.
father-in-law or something
Yeah,
in there
you
when he
know
gets
what
old. No, Tone, we love you, mate. I'm only joking.
But yeah, so that was the driver to get a different system.
Yeah, okay.
And retained my smaller water tank, which is a bladder now
Yes.
down a wing.
Yep.
This wing used to get used by the battery, and we can talk about the power system.
I wanted to run by that next,
Yeah,
so whenever
so
you're ready.
Now that I've changed that around a little, and we've utilised the space where the water tank used to be in the old system, with all the same gear that I had in the last system, which is now behind the seat, and John now runs bladders that are designed for in the wings.
Oh,
because
for 200 series.
He might do them for other systems.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I just found that this wing used to have the battery in it, and there was not much space for anything else.
Yep.
The other wing that you can take off there, but you tend to put stuff on there like I have.
Yep.
You don't utilise the wings the same.
You're 100% right, dude. It's almost like if you've got a heap of shit on there, you won't use it. You're like, I can't be bothered.
Oh, you know something's in there. You've got to take it.
Yeah, dude.
So now I've got my water tank in here, which is fed to the pump.
The pump.
And I've got a hose kit as well that lives in there.
Yep.
And so I've still got enough water.
Yep.
If I don't carry jerrys, 35 litres. What do they say? About 15 litres per day per person. A couple of nights worth.
Insert Russell Coit footage.
Per
day, per hour.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
of course, man.
But I've still got enough water on board from not carrying the jerrys.
There's plenty there, dude.
Loads.
This weekend I've gotten by with a 20-litre jerry.
And
you've got 35 plus 40, so that's 75 litres, mate.
And they were full, and I've not really used
20s. Yeah,
not
20.
really used much.
No, I can see that.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
I mean, when you're a bit conscious about it, or not that we need it to be, that's 3 days.
No, I know.
But you know,
you've got enough for showers for everyone in there. Tonight.
Come on. But that was the driver of that, and obviously retained the travel body, which is just so easy.
Oh, dude, I want to have a yarn about that now.
Yeah.
The whole power setup.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, let's touch on that.
All right, dude. What runs all of this? So power and lights. I want to talk about that as well.
So again, retained from the last system. Had that
which lights up a beauty at night. I'll try and get a photo tonight. Have you got a photo that you can send me of it at night?
Probably do.
Yeah, beautiful.
But if not, we'll get some tonight, because a few of the other boys on the trip, a lot of guys are running this one.
Yeah, beautiful. And I want to talk about all your lighting, dude. The hardcore pods and all
that
stuff.
They are great.
They are, man. Yeah.
That's last system retained, and that's a great amount of light for working around here.
Yeah.
Again, we used to have the power system here that had everything that I've still got. Retained the 200 amp battery that I had.
Okay. Lithium battery. 200 amp hour.
200 ampere. And that was that's years old now.
Yep. That was still running as efficiently, man?
It's an Enerdrive battery, and I know that might not make a difference.
Yep.
Loads of lithium batteries out there. But my one's an Enerdrive B-Tech.
Yep.
200 amp hour.
Yes.
I've had it now since I put it in the car. It's 3 years old nearly.
Yep. That's good. 3 years.
3 years old.
Right. That's no Hollywood production, mate. That's true.
Shut up, horse.
Yeah. Keep quiet.
Yeah, battery's 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I've really run that. The Broke Inlet trip brought down an induction cooktop.
Yeah.
Smashed that, so running through the inverter. I've run little pod machines all off the battery, obviously through the inverter. I constantly run that travel body whilst parked up.
And you absolutely could. What do they draw? 10
and
amps
a half
apparently.
amps.
So
yep,
you run that for 100 hours.
You can have a look right there.
20 hours. Sorry.
That's 12 now because I've got a light running.
Yep.
But it's 10 and a half amps.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it's
that's awesome, man. How it changes.
So you can see 12 down to the 1.65 with that light running.
Love them Cymarine. I love the display. It's very clear during the day as well,
and
dude.
you can play around with the brightness and that, but you don't really need to. But yeah, battery's still the same.
Yep.
In behind the chair now.
Yes.
With the water tank, the Boa water tank used to be. That's where John's done his magic.
Yeah.
I can pop that chair for you.
Yeah, got you.
And you can get a snap of that, but it's and
that's the battery, is it? How big's a battery, dude?
It's
long and gotcha.
Maybe 400, 450, maybe.
About 200-300. Gotcha.
200.
Yeah. It's not bad.
That's in the back, and then all around that is the the shunt for the Cymarine.
Yeah.
The chargers.
Gotcha.
240 charger,
but accessible.
The DC. It's all in there, right behind the chair.
Yeah.
And then obviously
I'll throw that footage in.
Feeds that screen.
Yeah, lovely.
Which again that's what I had in the Adventurer pack as well. And they're just really
199.48 amps still
left in there.
Incredible, man. Incredible.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it just works
great.
The one thing that I'm going to put back in, that I didn't do straight away is we've left the space down this wing. So obviously we've got my switch panel here where all the electrical cables are running in. There's not much space in there to do much else, but John's left enough space to get a 2000 watt inverter again back in that little spot.
Yeah, beautiful.
That whole wing is dead space, and somebody say, oh, why do you need an inverter? Well, I don't, but I can fit it in there. Having an inverter for me,
family. I think of family straight away, dude.
And the one newer thing, Starlink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Okay.
So I have a Starlink. I've got the RV Starlink.
Yep.
Obviously, at the moment, it's a 240 run. And I will be carrying that on these longer trips for the boys, if you know what I mean. Because we've been out of service.
Just to ring our wives. That's it.
Nothing else. There's no Netflix and chill happening here.
No.
It's ringing home, and then I'm switching it off.
Responsibility.
That is it.
Mind on the game.
We're camping. But not. Run the Starlink, and I think it's.
Oh, I don't think you need to justify it, mate. I like to charge stuff. There's, vacuum sealers if you don't have it.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's so much for kids.
Not for coffee machines and that anymore. No. That was I had a wing that I could put a little pouring machine in. I used it a few times. I've done a few espressos for the lads, but there was a wing there, and there was nothing else you're going to do with it.
Yeah, of course.
But if you can, obviously, man, you've got Jimmy there who's just had a new setup put in.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a screen to monitor his battery.
No,
you don't need it.
No.
I'm not advocating that you got to go and get that. Everyone has their own setup, and I love
100%.
everybody's setup. It's
it's very unique. Exactly.
I would never go and say, anyone that does that, they're not in that line.
No, it's just very personal. This type of thing.
I will put the inverter back in for those little things.
Yep.
Charging, 12 volts are great.
Well, I can't charge my drone from my car, man. I just can't.
There you go. 240 charge drone batteries.
And that's what it is.
And we regularly go on larger trips. Boys hook up,
laptops.
You want to power that, you want to plug up and charge that.
Yeah, and it is. It's about that, man. It's about that time. And this is a great workstation too.
And Eric, you got a little zone, and if you're not cooking and eating, you got a big space here.
Yep. Pump. Now you've got obviously an ARB pump running through the. What's your pump?
So the water pump, just a.
Yep. And then compressor. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, compressors in the rear here, and that's retained from the last one as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
And again, coming through the John just.
So neat, isn't it? They do so bloody well, mate.
They do a really good job. And I just love that it's small family business. And it really is. Like I say, I got John's kids running around when I'm in there, and you know what I mean. Like, love that. I go down there, and it's just a really cool. And to see them doing really it's
warming, dude. It's warming. It's like fighting against the bigger guys,
and they're working their asses off.
Yeah, good on them.
They work their asses off, but we'll happily support.
You've always been like that. It's freaking great, man.
Yeah, the world's a bloody tough place at the moment,
is,
and
man.
it's not that.
Sucks.
I don't need to sell John and Jimmy and all that.
No.
The product sells themselves.
But definitely deserve a mention, man,
100%,
for the quality.
100%. And one day I hope I mentioned we'll get John out with us.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Love to meet him, man. That would be
love
great.
That. He seriously would. So, John, you're coming with us.
Need you to mention those lights. So
yeah, let's look at them.
Well, I can do it while I'm here because I've got footage of that.
If you run down the side there, there's an empty box. There's another one. I've got two sets of them.
Got ya. Now, why don't you have side lights?
Honestly,
because it's unusual that you have all this, but there has to be a reason behind it.
Yeah, so I didn't have side lights on my 76.
Yeah, gotcha.
I did have rear lights that I could swivel and put down, but this one was like, I'll get the rack on and the on, and I wanted to, instead of just getting it because everyone's got it.
Exactly,
I just
dude.
want to use stuff.
You've lucked out.
You know
you've lucked out, don't you?
Then these came on, right? And there are a few that I know Earth Track are now doing. Other ones.
The pod lights are great as well.
These ones for me, hardcore, and again, I have no affiliation with anyone. I've paid for every single product. But
you're freaking good at researching, aren't you, Grant? You can back yourself there.
Found these, and the thing I love about them is they are the orange and white. So you can take that off the end. So you can take this one off.
Oh, dude, okay.
So strap that you can strap around things that are not magnetic.
Yep.
But there are magnets on here if you want to go on the side of the car, on your bull bar, whatever you got to go on. Magnets.
Been through a bit of dust today, have you?
Dust. Yeah, a little bit. Strap that I can put on the awning, and I've got a couple of lights hanging on the awning right now.
Yep.
And yeah, double colour. So you got your white, and you keep clicking.
And then softer.
Dims, and then it goes to an orange, and then it's got a strobe as well. But pack of 4, USB rechargeable, magnet on the side, and strap to hang on non-magnetic things.
Yeah. So simple, but so great because you can have lights anywhere in your vehicle. Yep. Oh man,
a couple above.
Be happy enough.
And you've got a pack as well. Oh no, sorry, Cam's got a pack.
Cam's got a pack.
And I know a few other guys that run them.
Yeah.
And they're honestly just a bloody great little thing.
And look at the packet, dude. Who can't fit that in their setup, dude?
And USB recharge. So I went through a little shuffle. I had a few torches that were battery. I've now bought another torch because we've got them. It's so much easier having that. But these things have completely stopped me from running strip lights in the awning and having cables coming through.
Exactly. And you can move it, man.
And it's movable. And I can, because for instance, tonight's a different setup. We've got the awning out.
Yeah.
Potential chance of rain. My swag's in a different spot than what it was yesterday. I had it a little bit further out.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get under the awning. And my lights have changed again. I had them on the car, now I've got them up at top.
And it adds a nice look as well. It does. It adds it from different angles.
And you can, like I say, move it whatever you want. And I only have 2 packs because one of the trips...
It's 8 lights, right, though?
8 lights. One of the trips we went on, I wanted to cover... This was a family trip, sorry. Yeah. Had the trailer in the car, and, you know, the trailer's got lights. It's got one little white light outside, just enough to cook outside on the Cougar. I wanted some on the car to cover when the missus was walking there or going to the toilet, and I could put some on the trailer. And it was. I dotted them all the way through, and then you know these last a good amount of time. But
what would you say? What would you say? I know it's hard to record it, but on average, what, 5 hours, 8 hours?
Yeah, but like when you want to, I'd rather talk about it like you'd get through a weekend using them without changing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, that's the way I want to.
You know, you put the lights on. You put them on at different times. I would say you get through a weekend, I think, with the use of 4 lights, because you might not need 4 lights. You might be using 2.
Exactly.
And if you're running them from dusky time right the way through one night, you get through you could just, you know what I mean? But I would say my experience is you could run these for a weekend and charge them when you get home.
That's great. There you go. That's a good way of explaining
depending on the usage. Rather than, everyone's hours are different. You know
of course.
But they have saved me having to run strip lights, and they're bloody great.
Awesome. Now, guys, I must be clear here. I'm sure there's a lot that we've missed. Now, if there are any questions you guys have about this setup, about anything he runs, please ask him in the comments. And would you answer, or I'll get on to Graham to answer. Really good forum there for you guys to powwow about it or ask him any questions, because he'll be there to answer them.
Damn right.
Next thing, dude, because I'm worried we did miss stuff, that's why I wanted people to ask questions. Next thing, show us your sleep setup.
Let's have a look. New system.
So, I know it feels like it's pointing down.
No, it's all good.
So intimidating.
I trust you.
Well, guys, last but definitely not least, a sleep setup. Now, I've always had this thought in my head of you should never, ever skint on a sleep setup.
Yeah.
It's so freaking important now, camping, dude, isn't it?
100%.
So, look at this thing, and then I'll also put some footage in of the size it is when it's packed up. Now, also keep in mind, this is a double. Onto you, my man.
Yep. So I've run loads of swags.
Yep.
I've had a bunch of Darchies from the Nebula 1550, which I still have.
ARB
That's
you've
a
had as
beautiful
well.
swag. I've had a Dirty D 1100.
Yep.
The ARB Sky Dome. I always wanted a swag that, one, if it could pack up small, that was the first one, but also sets up pretty easy. Darchi have a range of Air Evolution swags.
Yep.
Dometic have recently brought out these ones, which is their version of the Air swags. They've got air tents and all sorts, but I've seen this at the show, and I was sold on it instantly from the guy that walked up to me with a backpack on. And I went, I've got swag in here.
Pitch, man.
I got 1400 wide swag. I went, nah, no way. Single packs up into a bag, not much smaller, hence why I went the double. But this is the Pico 2x2. This is the Dometic Air Swag.
Can I ask you, what does 2x2 mean, you think?
2 people.
Oh,
maybe.
gotcha.
Because the single is
2 men, 2 women? No, I'm joking.
4 men? No, sorry, Trish.
We'll put that
the single. We can find out. We can. I'm pretty sure the single is maybe 1x1 or 1x2.
Yeah,
something like that. It's
so
not
straight away. Those poles do
solid,
beautiful.
Solid.
And I'm such a believer in the air pole technology. I reckon it's a game. Nope, not saying it. But it's amazing.
We actually. I was too concerned about this one. I bought this, and I know one of the other boys, Dano's mentioned it. Really new to the market, so there's not review videos from people that bought them yet, right? But all seriousness,
gotcha.
New to the market, and I took a stab at this and went, you know what, I'm going to spend the money, slight show special in order to get this. 2 things concerning the how the poles are going to hold up, pressure wise over time and with weather conditions.
Yeah, cool.
And the fabric, it's not a canvas. I don't know what it is. It's a polyester type material.
Must also make it clear that it's not that tent fabric. It is not. It's much heavier than that. It's not the light.
Like
an awning material.
But it's not canvas.
No.
It's not the thin, Coleman-y material.
No.
But it's not the.
It's interesting. Well, it's lightweight, dude, and it's a double. Light. So I'm interested to see how it goes. Well, it was out in the rain last night.
So we got a bit of wind on the first night.
Yeah. See, I love this. The honest shit. That's what I love.
Did not peg this down. Yeah. Now, if it doesn't peg down, it does move. It does move, and I found that out because I put it in one spot and it walked down to another. And that was sleeping. So, windy night on the first night of camp this trip. I hop in there after a few sherries and have it. And I get in there and I get into my little curled up position, and a massive wind gust hit the back of this. And I thought that one of the boys was pushing down on it like this because it came towards me, and I shit myself. I thought, what? And then I realised, no, it's just the wind. Now, it didn't happen. This was a big gust, but the thing is, it popped straight back up. Right?
No. So and you can fall on that.
There's no issue. There's no issue there. Yeah. And the second thing that happened on that night in my little curled up ball, because it wasn't pegged down.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the difference.
The wind was catching it and lifting up, so I had to stretch out to keep it down.
Gotcha.
My fault for not pegging it down.
Yep.
Last night pegged it down, no issues at all.
Beautiful.
And we did catch a little bit of rain, which was another concern because it isn't canvas, but the rain seems to bead on it really well and just run off. Now, exactly. It's not heavy rain or nothing.
I'll put up what it is. I mean, if we can find out in the meantime before this video,
out,
I'll put up the material. It's just not that tent fabric. I promise you.
No.
It's like. Damn it, dude! It's like heavy raincoat.
Yeah,
I can't explain. I cannot explain.
And it beads the same as like a raincoat. It's all.
Yep.
I just seen it when I seen the rain running off this morning. I was like, oh, okay. I was a bit worried about the water intake, but no, I'm not going to worry about that. Nah, I've seen it with wind and in the rain.
And that's the two main concerns.
On the outside,
I reckon there's one more concern for you that I reckon I can.
Yep.
Is it the mattress?
Yeah.
It was a concern.
It was. I mean, again, I've slept in this. I have slept in this.
Okay, I love that flap goes over.
I've slept in this only maybe 3 times this trip. It will be in a couple on the Greenough trip when I used it. So it's still very early days, but a little bit less of a concern because it is an air.
Well, it's a hiking mat. Well. Picture a hiking mat. It's that, but a full double.
Right. And one of the nights we had a rocky base. Now I carry a sea gear mat.
Yep.
Biggest thing with having a double is finding a stretcher.
Yeah,
right?
Gotcha.
Because you don't want to get. There are stretchers on the market, but they're huge and they're heavy.
And a prick to set up.
Buggers, right? So I thought maybe I've buggered up here and bought the double. But because I can't get on a stretch and be off the ground, now I'm going to have to be on the ground again. But after sleeping on that rocky base.
The first night of this trip, guys, that we're on currently, I'll put a bit of footage of that in. I must inform you that it's in iron ore country, so you've got those big chips of rocks.
Yeah.
Perfect first night test, dude.
Getting into it, I thought, oh, this is... I'm
in trouble.
Booby here, because getting into it, putting pressure on the mattress, you can feel them. The moment you get lying flat on it, and that weight's distributed inside the sleeping bag as well. I rolled around there with the wind and me just rolling around, and didn't feel a thing. And that's truth. That didn't feel a thing on that. And I thought this is probably a good test for it, because that was a very rocky base.
You just know it.
Now, if you're putting,
and especially punches too.
It is right. But if you're putting a mat down, whether it be a canvas mat or the sea gear mat. It's another little layer.
It's probably a good idea, actually. It's probably a great idea to do anyway.
I would say so. I haven't this trip because it's not been particularly wet like I maybe expected. And just because I wanted to test it out, if I'm honest with you, I thought this is probably a trip to do it. So more confident, and we'll keep obviously trying it. But I'm a bit more confident now. Good.
So can I ask you something? Can I put up your handle again? And guys, if you're wanting to see like would you mind doing me a favour, and whenever you're comfortable and you're happy to say thoughts on it, post on your Instagram, dude. Guys, check out his Instagram. I love it. He always tinkers with these products, and he's an angry Scotsman who's super honest. Okay,
I did it
I'll get that from
I did do it with the lights,
and that's where Cam from Wild Touring got his freaking inspiration from.
They are honestly great.
They are. If you want the honest opinion, he's given me a couple of hard truths in my life, so I've got him to thank for that. We got more? Okay, shit. Let me go through
I will keep sleeping on that. Because I can't use this, I'm not going to carry a stretcher. Like I say, a big thing of changing the back there was weight is mind of usable space again, in a more versatile space. But I will test that mattress out and see how it stands up. Last night, the first night was...
And it'd be interesting to see two people, you and your wife, in there. That'll make it even better, dude. It would. You can pump it up as much as you want, right?
Nah, so they have limits. I think the frame of the tent is...
Oh, sorry, I meant the mattress. Sorry, my man.
2 PSI.
Yes, is recommended.
They recommend, and they say not to go above that.
Okay.
That's pumped to 2, and I've pumped it to 2 this whole trip.
And that's where you're going to stay?
Yeah, because, you get... go for warning. How they're going to prove that? Well, they know that these pop at a certain thing, right? Or if you've got too much air in there and you're on certain terrain, they're going to pop. They're going to know that. So I'll stick to the 2, and I'll try it that way. So far, so good, for sure.
Good, excellent. Now, guys, again, I must reiterate, we've missed many things. Now, I want you to ask questions in the comment section, and Graham will jump on and answer. What's this awning, man? Sorry.
So this is the Dingo.
Dingo,
Unfortunately, Brad, who used to run Dingo 4x4, doesn't
gotten out of it now.
Yeah, market's very hard to make an awning as good as this. Against the big boys, against the big players.
Sucks, man.
It does suck, because I was stoked to have an awning that was made in Rockingham by Dingo 4x4. And the canvas is also done.
It is beautiful.
And I know Jimmy has used Joel on several of his bags and that, and so Joel does some good work as well.
Yeah, it's a shame, dude.
But I'll go back to Joel and I'll probably get 2 walls. Now, I've had awnings 270s in the past where I've had the full contingent. For me, my opinion, I wasted time to have the whole thing.
I agree. 1 or 2 walls. Is that what you're saying?
2 walls.
I agree, dude.
And carry 2 walls.
And the only thing you'd need 2 walls for, in my opinion, would be to cover 2 panels for cover your swag and cover your cooking area from weather as well.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And you can move them around if need be. It wouldn't have to be here.
No, 1 and 1 type of thing.
If you needed to block that side off, but and then we always are gonna tweak things.
Yes. That was going to be my next question. Are you done?
Play around things, and am I done? The bulk of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need to change the base on that now. The car's pretty much where I want it.
But guys, I must reiterate, any questions you've got, fire them in the comments section, and Graham will do his best to answer it. Now, if I get time, I'm going to do behind the camera an absolute polar opposite of this setup, a very simple setup but very effective, dude, that you've taken ideas from.
Oh, Jim is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. I want to do many more of these because it's very personal, these camp setups. So great. I want to thank you, man. Thanks so much for helping me out there.
Thanks for a bloody great weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And thanks for giving me something to always strive for. Cheers for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Thanks, brother.
Thanks,